Our experiences with people could be bitter or sweet. Of course, we all desire to have relationships where we can be fully seen, fully heard, and fully loved. My hope is that this podcast will help you navigate your relationships from friendship to dating and marriage so that you too can enjoy beautiful relationships. My name is Onome, and together we're growing and becoming. Hello, welcome to another episode of Growing and Becoming. Happy new month. February is such an exciting month for me, and I think that this podcast could not have started at a better time because February is all about love. With Valentine's Day coming, I know a lot of people will be in their feelings. I, for one, I am very excited because this will be my first Valentine's as a wife. I'm really excited. I am looking forward to all the fun episodes on relationships that we'll be having in this month. That aside, how was your week? I really hope that you had a beautiful week. I hope that you had a productive week. That being said, I just want to use this opportunity to say a massive thank you to all of you who streamed the last episode. Listen, you don't understand how grateful I am that you took time out of your busy schedule to listen to what I had to say. It means so much to me. I was just having a look at the podcast analytics because I think it's very important that I understand my demographic because that would help me serve you better. I was very shocked to see where some people are streaming from. The UK, that's not shocking at all. Nigeria, that's not shocking because I'm Nigerian. But you see, I have people streaming from South Asia. I don't know anyone in Southeast Asia, but somehow there are people streaming from the Philippines. Do you know anyone in the Philippines? Because I don't know anyone in the Philippines. Imagine my shock. I was glad. I was elated and more honored and humbled by the fact that people have clicked on this podcast. People have clicked on the episode. People went the extra mile to follow us on their streaming platform. I'm really grateful for that, to be honest. And I don't take it for granted. Thank you to all of you who have rated this podcast. We have a few ratings. So if you're listening now and you haven't rated the podcast, do rate us and share. Share on your social media. Follow us on social media. I think we have over 130 followers, if I'm not mistaken, and that is huge. Thank you. Thank you for following. We're just on Instagram at the moment, so do follow us at GB_podcast. Now to the main agenda of the day. How did I get here? How did I get so invested in relationships? Like, where did all of this start? Was I born this way? Absolutely not. Why do I care so much about people? Why do I care so much about how people interact? These are some of the things that I would be unpacking in today's episode. And you see, this episode will take a little bit of vulnerability from me. I'm going to try to paint a picture of where I'm coming from because I need you to understand the person speaking to you. So I want you to see where I'm coming from versus where I am now. If you remember, in the previous episode, I mentioned that I've not always been this person. I've not always known how to handle my relationships with people. And more importantly, I'm still learning. I'm still growing and becoming better at dealing with people. As you know, learning is continuous. I don't think there is anyone in the world that has fully arrived. Even the most successful person in whatever space is still striving for mastery in God knows what. But learning is continuous. So there's no one who is perfect at anything. So join me as we go on a little trip down my memory lane. Growing up, I was a very angry child. I have so much anger and frustration inside of me. Please don't ask me why. I know why. I don't think I'm ready to share. And you see, the thing about anger is that it will creep up on you very quickly, anytime, anywhere. Whenever you have to come face to face with someone else, anger will rear its ugly head. And that's when you see angry people using hurtful words, they're treating people poorly, or in the worst case scenario, they might get abusive. For younger me, all that anger found expression in my dealings with people. I honestly don't think that I treated people as decently as I should have. At least when I was a preteen, early teenager as well. Okay, I should probably add that I did not wake up every day with the burning desire to be a shitty person. No, that wasn't the case. I know some people are probably thinking, as a child, what on God's earth could possibly be making you frustrated? But you see, every human being experiences negative emotions. And it's even worse for children because they don't have the skill, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the maturity to handle those seasons of overwhelm. I knew that something was wrong, obviously. Whenever I lashed out at someone or treated them poorly, I was very easily convicted in my heart. I remember how I would feel so hurt by the fact that I had hurt someone else. I knew all too well that people did not deserve to be treated poorly. I knew that the people who cared about me deserved to experience the best version of me. I mean, it was a cycle I did not enjoy, but I didn't really know how to break free, sort of. At least not until I met the girl. Whenever I tell people the story of how I became more of a people person, I would always refer back to this girl. This strange girl that I have no idea who she is. I don't know. I don't even remember her face. I don't know her name. All I know is that there was once a girl that I crossed paths with. Okay, little story time. I had just resumed at uni for my undergrad. I was trying to sort out my registration. It was stressful and I was struggling. So I'm like, yeah, I need help. I was alone. I needed help. I needed someone to point me in the right direction. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to listen to me. So I stopped this random girl and I asked her for directions. She did something that blew my mind. Not only did she respond to me in the sweetest possible way, she left everything that she was doing. She left where she was going just to help me out. And all I could think of was, why? Why was this person so calm and sweet and gentle? Like everything about her just screamed beauty. I'm not even talking about her physical attributes. No, I'm talking about the experience of her. And I couldn't wrap my head around it. Ever since then, I realized I wanted to be like this person. I realized this is what I want to be like. It's different when it's someone within your age group. Now, mind you, this is not the first kind and gentle and sweet person I've ever come across. Oh, if you've met my mom, if anyone has met my mom, you know that she's a bundle of sweetness. Like the woman is so sweet. I don't know. I'm like, why was I lacking in something that was so obviously in front of me? And that's the thing about growing and becoming. Sometimes you might not pick up the right attributes early, but with time you will. And I think for me, seeing someone who looks like me, seeing someone as young as me be a certain thing, I just wanted to be like that. I wanted to be like that. And that was the day I made the decision. I said, you know what? I'm going to be like this person. I will speak like this person. I would smile when people ask me for help. When people approach me, I will receive them with such a big smile. And anyone who knows me now knows that that is who I am. The present me is exactly what teenage me was aspiring to be. So here's what I did. Obviously, I knew there was something lacking and I needed to fix that. My brilliant idea was to copy everything that I saw. I don't know about you, but I believe in fake it till you make it. Within context, obviously. If you can live in the delulu until it becomes your reality, why not? Go ahead. So that was me at the time. I was just copying whatever words that they're using, I'll just copy. Whatever facial expressions they're using, same thing. With no understanding whatsoever of why they behaved the way that they did. To be honest, maybe some of them didn't really know why. That's just who they were at the time, right? But I wasn't seeking knowledge. I was seeking radical change. I wanted to be like them now, 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 now. So I would just copy them. Whatever my eyes observe, I would replicate, full stop. But you see, the interesting thing about reinventing yourself is that no progress is a waste. So, yes, I may not have had deep understanding, but I was making a change. There was a change, there was a shift, no matter how little. My heart was in the right place. I understood why I wanted to be better. For me, it was a thing of, I just knew that the people who loved me deserved to experience the better version of me. I did not want people who cared about me to feel disrespected at any point after interacting with me. And I just needed to change, not just for myself, but for them. I wanted people around me to feel exactly what I felt the day that I encountered the girl. And you see, I experienced the full teenager life, right? I was seeing people that were sweet and nice. I could have easily gone to be friends with them, but no, I found myself in circles that I would never really understand. Like, I genuinely do not understand why I was friends with certain people till date. I don't know why. I was attracted to people that did not love me. They did not hate me, but they did not love me. Based on my now understanding of love, they did not love me. If anything, like, think of it this way, yeah? I was coming with an attitude of, I want to be sweet. All that gentle love, all that soft love, I want to pour it into someone. And the people I am now going to be friends with are people that don't even understand what that is. People who would talk to you, talk down on you, and who call it a joke or laugh about it. People who would embarrass you in public. People who just were in character. That's the only way I can describe them. They were very but yeah, thank God for grace. Thank God for discernment now as an adult. And this, you see, this is an aspect of relationships and interacting with people that I'm very passionate about. I can't wait till we get to explore, the subject of discernment, how to choose your friends, how to differentiate an acquaintance from a friend, how to know who to date, how to know who to marry. We will be exploring all of that. But back to the story about me. I learned the hard way that sometimes, yeah, you can pour into people, you can come with all the purest of intentions, but if you are in the wrong place, you are in the wrong place. And that largely affects how you build relationships, how you form relationships. Now imagine someone who's barely even understood the concept of giving and receiving love is now going to find herself in friendships and relationships where it's just a mess. It really affected me. It's made me a bit closed off. It made me anxious. It made me have trust issues even more. I became comfortable with the idea of being alone. I was still outgoing because I think I had evolved to the point where I was genuinely a sociable person. But that was it. I was sociable, smiley, da 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 da, because I had practiced it enough that it became my reality. And I genuinely enjoyed it. So it wasn't a thing of I was pretending. That was who I became. I had hacked sociability, but I had not hacked the concept of love, intimacy, friendship, you know, closeness. I had not hacked it at all. So I had so many people that I was acquainted with, and I was so confused, thinking that all these people were my friends. So I would call pockets of people my friends, but they weren't my friends. I didn't know anything about them, and they definitely did not know a thing about me either. So I had a mix of experiences. It was a lot of experiences at different points that have contributed to the person that I am now. I I didn't stop wanting to be better. Although I experienced really terrible things in the hands of people, and those experiences could have easily left me feeling hopeless. But I said, no, I'm not going to let anyone or anything or any experience stop me from being the person I want to be. I wanted to be a genuinely sweet person. I wanted people to encounter me and think, wow, my day has been made. I wanted that. It wasn't a thing of pride. It was a thing of, I know how people have made me feel. The reason I was such a frustrated and angry child was as a result of other people's actions or inactions. So I didn't want to be the reason someone will feel how younger me felt. And I certainly did not want to be the reason why anyone will feel how teenage me felt. I did not want to be part of a vicious cycle. And that's how I got here. The older I get, I realize that I am even more invested in this. I think I should just go on record and say the fact that I've had this burning desire to be a sweet person does not mean that I have always been sweet and I haven't hurt anyone in my life. Absolutely not. If anything, I think that there are people who genuinely dislike me. In the process of improving, you will make mistakes. You will make mistakes. I don't want you to think that because you are trying to be good, then it will just be a smooth sailing. You will make a few errors. Some of them you might have just been like, you know what? There are more consequences. Others you might not have done intentionally. But regardless, it's not an easy journey. There are some people that might be hurt by you in your attempts to even be good. It's just the way life works. So I need someone listening to me to come to terms with the fact that not everybody will embrace you. Not everybody will like you. Not all your relationships will be rosy. I may not be a perfect person, but I am working towards perfection. That's my goal. So if you're listening to me right now and you are still holding on to this one thing you did to hurt someone in the past, you feel sorry, you don't really like how you've made someone feel and you want to be better, you're taking those intentional steps, please, I want you to know that yes, you may have wronged someone. You may have been rude or even timid or shy, or you may have not done something that someone expected of you. Whatever it is, darling, you are not condemned to being this person forever. You are not incapable of changing just because of your past experiences. Yesterday's you is yesterday's you. But you have an opportunity to shape the future you. The past is the past. You can't change that. You can't change the past experiences where I've had to endure the worst possible treatment from people. But here's what I can do. I can grow and become a better version of myself. And that's my desire for you too. Realistically, most of us won't wake up tomorrow fully transformed into the perfect friend or the perfect partner, the perfect wife, the perfect parent, the perfect child to their parents, the perfect sibling. It takes patience, most of which you have to afford yourself, but even more, your friends, the people you call your friends, will have to extend it to you. Be kind to yourself. Applaud yourself for how far you've come. Recognize where you're coming from. Don't be ashamed of where you're coming from. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't think, oh, I used to be this way. I used to be so Listen, you used to be those things, yeah. But who are you now? Who are you trying to be now? That is what matters. So be your best self. Be your best self, not just for you, not out of pride or you want to be better than everyone, you want to be recognized. No, be your best self for the sake of the people around you, for the sake of the world. And if you are yet to go on that journey, Understand where you are now. Do some introspection. Search within. See where you need to make changes. And be ready to do what it takes. Understand that it will not be easy. You will not wake up tomorrow a changed person. You might wake up tomorrow with a changed mindset, and darling, that is where it starts. There's so much more to you than who you used to be or your past experiences. You can very much decide to change. And when you do some introspection to understand why you act the way you do, please, 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 don't be ashamed. Don't be guilty. Don't allow those terrible voices in your head telling you, oh, don't you remember when you were 5 years old? You did this and that and that. Weren't you the one who spoke to someone rudely 2 days ago? Weren't you the one who ignored that lady who greeted you? Accept that you've done something wrong. Apologize to who you have wronged. But ultimately, let it go. Let it go and embrace what you can change now. I want you to start from somewhere, just like I did. Started from somewhere, and it's taking years to get to where I am. And even where I am now, I still make mistakes. I really, really, really hope that you understand that I have not always been who I am now. This person who's passionate about people and how people just interact with one another. I've not always been this person. And I'm really glad that I get to go on this journey with you, with all of you listening. It's a beautiful journey to go on. And I really hope that you take your time to look within and ask yourself, how can I be better today? How can I be a better parent to my child? How can I be a better child to my parents? How can I be a better sibling? How can I be a better colleague? How can I be a better wife, a better fiance, a better husband, a better everything? Everything, a better human being to the stranger on the street. I want you to do some introspection before the next episode. Understand where you are now and where you want this journey of growth to begin from. I have a lot planned for you all. You will not just be listening to me all the time. Soon we will be having our first guest on the podcast. I have a lot planned. And on that note, I will leave you here. Thank you for listening. Do have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you for staying to the end of this episode. For questions, feedback, and sponsorship inquiries, send us a DM on Instagram at gb_podcast or email us on the gbpod@gmail.com. See you on the next episode.